Howdy, howdy, howdy. How's everybody doing? Looks like we got our regular people here. Chewy, Maria Z, RB Animals, T-Bone, Pose, Chewy, um, Fish Room Fever. Hey, James. Sand Creek Aquatics 2, Amy. Um, James, I see, is rocking the membership already. Awesome. Thank you, James. Who else we got here? Scrolling back up. I don't want to miss anybody. You guys have been talking a little while. I was fooling around watching a local fish store unboxing and almost didn't have time to take a shower. PB Aquatics, welcome. All right, I'm back at the top, so let me go back to the bottom. Diego, awesome, awesome. There's Logan, Logan's Aquatics. Foxy, welcome. Sherry Kramer, welcome. Benny, aka Ronan. Rob 93. Rob 93 comes on at 7 Eastern Time, guys, right after we finish up here. David Sampsel, welcome. And I think we're back up. Yeah, we are. We're back up. So I've seen everybody and said hello to anybody. If I appreciate it. I was reading Rob's comment. You're welcome, Rob, always, anytime. Hey, Chubbs. And we have a guest. Peter, Mobb Guppy, is supposed to be with us today. So let me see. Peter is not waiting to come up, so maybe he'll be along in a minute. He has the link, so if that's working, we should see him in a bit. I didn't even have time to grab any one of my sticks, so I'm just kind of holding for right now. Chewy, nice room ambience. This room has good acoustics now that I've got some tanks in it. I'm sitting in front of the 180, then it's giving you a nice view of the woods and the deck and all that outside there, but I didn't want to show you the 125. See all the algae, and that's the front. It would take 3 or 4 minutes to wipe that off with the sponge inside, but I did. So I did not. What else is going on here? I'm assuming you guys can hear me and see me okay, because I'm covering my mic. You're right, Benny, because I always put my hand over there. That's why I should use one of my sticks, selfie sticks, or whatever those other things are called. I've got a collection of them now, and I've got a couple that I really like. Hey, Texas Fish Room. It's either cover the mic or cover the lens if I don't have it on a stick. Peter doesn't see the link, he's saying. Alrighty. Does anybody know how to... I did send it to him. Hold on. Well, if I go out of here, I'm going to lose you guys, I'm sure. Let me see if I can figure out how to invite him. Invite a guest. Copy to clipboard. Copied. Alright, if I lose you, I will be right back. To give him this link again, I'll be right back. How about that? How about that? It didn't go away. All right, I sent him the link again. I think it's in his email and he's looking in messages, so that's what was going on. That's what was going on because he and I were talking in emails, so that's probably not where he's looking for it. So I will watch for him. Did somebody else become a member? Algae and microalgae are very interesting. Yeah, I enjoy watching the stuff. Thank you, Pose. Thank you, thank you. Something else to watch for, huh, mods? Not complaining, but all right. It looks like Peter is there.
Hi, gang.
Peter.
How you doing, Bob? Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for coming on. Peter was talking about his upcoming 500th subscriber. Spit it out, Bob. And that he's going to have some giveaways. So I asked him to come on and promote that and talk about himself and his channel.
I appreciate it.
Anybody that doesn't know Peter, we've been YouTube friends for a while. And he has a great channel. He breeds guppies, but I don't want to tell you too much about him. I want to let you hear from him about himself. Do you mind telling us a little about yourself, Peter, and how you got in the hobby? And
well, my first fish was when I was 4, a goldfish, and then it was guppies and tetras. Took a time away from the hobby, but I've always jumped back in. Now I have 16 aquariums set up. I have another 20 aquariums ready to be set up as soon as I get my flooring set up in a room.
You just bought a new house, so you're getting it fish room ready.
Yep, absolutely. All my fish right now, for the most part, except for 2 display tanks, are in the kitchen, as it should be. I'm a single man. It's a perfect place.
Yeah, mine is inundated with tanks, as is my bedroom. So I understand. Well, tell me about your giveaway. I forgot.
Well, here's what in fact, I'll reach for one second. I have a $25 gift certificate, gift card to the Wet Spot.
Awesome.
And there we go. Turn it upside right side. The Wet Spot, and I'm also going to give away a trio of swordtail guppies.
Awesome.
So it only can go to the continental U.S., but a trio of swordtail guppies I have. They're gorgeous, very colorful.
Awesome. Now, can those of us that are mods on your stream enter that?
Of course.
Okay, awesome.
Anyone can enter. It's open season.
Awesome.
And we'll do it by I'll have a number written out in an envelope, and I'll write it down before the stream once we hit 500. If we hit 500 this week, we'll do it on Monday. If we hit 500 this week, we'll do it a week from Monday.
That's awesome. Awesome. Guys, if you have any questions for Peter, go ahead and put them in the stream. I'm trying to watch, but most of you know Peter. I'm sure people are interested in what you're breeding. When I said that, I may have said guppies, but I didn't say what else or what kind.
Yeah, I have. I'm working on 2 pure strains. I'm working on swordtails, and I have Roebuck Reds. And I have 2 crosses I have made. One was is that somebody sent me, in fact, Michael of Michael's Fish Room. I got some super reds from him, and he said, "Hey, can I send you something?" I said, "Sure." he sent me a pair of half blonde red cobras,
Oh, nice.
and the female died immediately. So I put in a couple of swordtail females, and I've been working on the cross. And what I'm trying to get is I would like to get, uh, snakeskin swords.
Right.
So I'm beginning to get swords on a couple of the males, but it's not there yet.
Yeah.
And I
Now,
did do a cross between swords and Roebuck Reds, and they're coming along.
awesome. I don't know anybody that's ever crossed the Roebuck Reds. Doug may have done it, but I'm not aware of it.
Yeah, it's I like the idea. I think that, and I've been told genetically that swordtail guppies do not do well becoming a single color or becoming a snakeskin or a multi. I'm just going to try to see if I can do it.
Yeah, be interesting for sure.
Yeah, and by the way, Chewy just asked about doing half black swords, and I'd like to try that too, but I'm not there yet.
Half Black Gene as of, oh, you're not there, no.
I don't have maybe I'll pick up some half black uh guppies, and then I'll play around with that afterwards. The swordtails, by the way, for those who have not had them before, they're really prolific and very colorful. So there are opportunities, I think, to go from there.
Have you had any experience with or heard about the, I'm sure you have, the Japan blue and gold double sword?
Yeah, I have seen them. I have not worked with them.
I have a little juvenile pair from um, Guppy Boy, and he's a fairly new channel, and he's got a really nice fish room with some unusual things. I also got some plecos from him, some super red longfin plecos, but these guys already dropped fry, or at least one, because I have a fry in there, and she looks like she's about to go again, but they're real small. But the male is just a lot of iridescence on them, and they're really going to be pretty.
No, I understand they're very pretty. I did have in the early 2000s, uh, the I had a funky little fish store that I lived near in when I lived in Alabama, and all of a sudden this guy had 10 pairs of swordtails. So I bought two, and I got them in, and I did whatever I could to get fry out of them. I was not that experienced with that type of with high end guppies like that. I never got fry ever, and I did every trick I knew of to get fry, and which was too bad. But that's almost 20 years ago.
I'm just moving over to one of my sticks to hold this camera. I was almost late and forgot to grab one or sit near one. And I'm sure you guys are tired of bouncing up and down too. There we go. You look at that dirty tank after all back there. Much better. Is Bolo with you?
He just left. He's went back to his little hiding place.
Oh, it's
He,
funny how
you
they.
never know. He may show up.
It's funny how they have their little, especially the little older dogs. My little Rico is 18, and sometimes he really wants to be a baby and be on the bed and be on a pillow, and then sometimes he'll hide out under the bed. He's got a little bed under there. I change out every couple of days, and he'll go under there like he's in hiding or something. They're cute.
Yeah, Bolo's deal is that in the morning when if I'm home at the morning at all, especially on the weekend, he gets on my lap and doesn't want to go anywhere. And for whatever reason in the afternoon, that's where he likes to go and hide out.
Yeah, yeah, they're characters. I see Pam came in. Welcome, Pam.
Hey, Pam.
And Joe's Tips and Tricks. Hey, Joe. I don't think I've seen you over at Peter's, Joe. You'd like Peter's channel. Check it out. And Peter, you Joe, if you don't know Joe. So.
Hey, Joe, how are you? I'll check it out.
Yeah, he's got a really cool channel. It's not all fish, but it's all cool stuff.
Yeah.
Chewy's mentioning Van Halen passing yesterday.
Yeah. Well, he had cancer for an awful long time.
Did he? I never heard in any of the news releases how long he dealt with it, but they always said a long time.
Yeah, it's like a decade. Originally, he got tongue cancer, and he was a heavy smoker, and he had obviously drug use issues over the years, which I think he basically had defeated a long time ago. But it's those are you do all those types of things. It's cancer can catch up with you unless you're Keith Richards. Keith Richards, for whatever reason, and it keeps going and going and going.
I know, right? Exactly. The last time I kept up with Van Halen, he had just married Valerie Bertinelli, and that's been a while.
Yes. They're divorced. Right? Well, it's
I saw that in the obituary. Boy, his son looks like him too.
Yeah.
There's Mark. Let's just make sure anybody else.
I see Texas Fish Room and Larry D's Fish Tanks and More.
Yep. I
Biggies.
Those guys before you came in.
Oh, seaweed. Yeah.
Yep. Trying to catch the new ones for sure. There's Billie Jean Palmer. Howdy. Jason from Total Tropical TV. Taking the kids to school over in Australia, I guess.
Yeah.
I turned on my memberships today, Peter. I'm not sure why I finally decided to do it. They've been approved for a couple months, but I hear some kind of. You hear feedback?
I'm not hearing any feedback at all. You sound good.
Okay. All right. It's just on my end. As long as no one complains about it, that's okay. How are the color on the longfin? The color is real good on them, Kent. I don't know where he gets them, but he just got in some more. I know a couple people were wanting to know where I got them, and he got them in last week, so he has them. He breeds them as well.
Yeah, that's one thing. I do the super red plecos. It looks like I'm finally being successful with fry. For whatever reason, I'd see fry and they would disappear almost immediately. Now they're beginning to grow, so hopefully I'm successful. I have the short fin red ancestris, but I would like to, in another aquarium, add the long fin.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing the price difference in those two.
Yeah.
Oh, Doug Gray made it in. I gave my secret away. Elvis is staying in my extra room.
And I'll tell you what, I didn't dress like Elvis, obviously, which was a temptation.
Yeah, that would have been pretty cool. Oh, speaking about dressing, look what I got today. Long sleeve t-shirt. I think the emblem's a little big, and it's really big on the back, but we'll see. It's nice and warm.
That's nice.
It's nice and warm.
Yeah, there you go.
Shameless plug for merch. I think that's what that's called.
Absolutely.
Peter has merch too. If any of the mods have not linked that, he does have merch, and Bolo even has merch. His dog even has merch. Do you have a website that you sell off of, Peter?
No, not. You know what? I have gone and I have 2 URLs, and I have not set up the site yet, but I need to, and maybe I'll do that here in the next week or so. Mobbguppy.com, and yes, I own the URL guppypimp.com.
Guppypimp.com. That's cool.
So I just need to set up the site. I know how to set up sites. I just it's been so busy with everything going on. I just haven't gotten that far. But I think in the next couple of weeks I should be able to do it.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. Well, what plans do you have besides setting up your website? What plans do you have in the future, the immediate future, for the hobby?
Well, it's obviously I need to get this extra room set up. I would like to get to about 60 aquariums, mostly guppy in the next 6 months to a year, and get. I'm enjoying working with the varieties I have, and I want to play with a couple of crosses. But I would love to do it mainly as just to go out and experience it. I've become kind of a fan. Doug Gray has done it, and other people have done it. They've brought in a unique variety from Asia, and I would love to do that just to give it a try.
Yeah,
Just now, I have a temptation, and I'm scared to go down that road. I'm scared to go down getting a betta barracks set up because I could see myself having 300
yeah,
bottles around the house, and just being locked into that. It's a real temptation.
it is. And I started keeping some of the males together, and it worked out for a while. And then the last one I got did not want to be with four of the males, so got him in with some guppies.
Yeah.
Yeah, betas are addicting, that's for sure. James at Fish Room Fever had a question for you. He wants to know what your favorite live bear you've had is, and what's one you'd like to have.
Let's see here. Well, it's guppies. It is. I do have some Amica splendens,
Mm,
which are a critically endangered species, helping to bring them back. I just had my first fry, my first drops over the last few months. They're actually getting to the size. I have a second tank ready to be set up for them, and I've got to get that done. But I will have room to send some stuff off. For somebody who wants to join the group of people who are trying to keep them alive. They're kind of a funky species because they're a species only tank, but their behavior is really interesting. They're very aggressive with each other. The adults are very aggressive to each other, but they leave the fry totally alone.
awesome.
Now the live bear I would like to get and is I would love to play around with half peaks.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're funky looking. I like them.
Have you seen those newest black ones that Dan's Fish has?
No, I have not, but he had some platinum ones a while back, and it was just not a good time for me to pick them up. Otherwise, I would have.
He has three or four kinds now. I know Ginger Graves got some of his gold spotted, but the video that just came out a few days ago, he has some black ones, and they're really cool. The beaks aren't quite as long, so he says they don't get bent up in shipping and all that. So pretty cool. Yeah, those are
That
cool fish.
yeah, I like that sort of funky thing. I my hope is again as I get more and more aquariums set up, it's is to get try playing with that with a couple of different aquariums.
And they're live bears too. That's what's
Yeah.
really cool about them. They really are. I had some platinums and they never spawned for me. And the last one, I had them a couple years and they came from him. But the last one passed. I had them in with my Achilles, which may not have been the best, but it seemed like it was the best tank mate for them. Mary Page said she's getting on the road today, but she wanted to stop in. We're packing to go home. Awesome, Mary Page. She's been at her daughter's for a while and lost her grandbaby, and so she's going back home. So safe travels, Mary Page.
Yeah, be safe.
Recon 338, Rob 93, Lori Baker. Had a full house, I'm telling you. Peter,
Full
you're
crew.
tomorrow. You're a big draw, evidently.
Well, thank you very much. I don't know. It's I think people like just hanging out with you, Bob.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. I like hanging out. I love doing this. I wasn't sure I'd like it at first, but it's been fun so far. So far. Oh crap! I was going to ask you something about people hanging out. Oh well, it'll come back to me. It will come back to me. Oh, you've been doing more live streams than videos. Are you gonna?
Yeah, I'll get back to doing videos. The reason why I've done live streams and haven't gone into the videos as much lately is because of number one, I've been real busy at work. Number two is that I just don't have anything new in the fish room. And, I will go and do more videos and more stuff. I'll do a video. I picked up I don't know about you guys. I get fascinated by buying new and different types of food for my fish.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, Amber.
Awesome. Hey there, Amber. Talking about betas. Oh, Chewy asked us a moment ago why you and I don't keep wild betas, but I think Amber could address that. They definitely don't get along nearly as well together. They're wild, and no way you're going to keep two male wild
Well, and
betas
I
together.
have a question about the wild bettas, that the betta splendens that are wild. How many of those are actually pure wild, or just a hybrid with domesticated lines?
Yeah, Amber, do you know that? I don't know. I'm sure she can address it if she doesn't mind. And welcome to membership, David Samsel. Appreciate it.
Good for you. Way to go, David.
Yeah, Rob93 likes new food. I would show, in fact, I did in a couple of videos, and I got some weird comments how much food I really have. I do like to try new foods too, and if they don't really like it, I'm bad about putting it back, thinking, if I ever run out, I'll have this, ready for
I
them.
I ordered some brine shrimp eggs the other day from AmericanBrineShrimp.com, and I ordered like a plankton spirulina flake and an egg yolk flake, and they sent me a little sample of brine shrimp flake.
Oh, cool. What
Yeah,
company
so
is that? What brand?
AmericanBrineShrimp.com. But I really was kind of attracted to their brine shrimp or the plankton gold fish food. It's not for goldfish. It's and it just was interesting to me. And of course, egg yolk, high protein, high stuff. So I figured, hey, those will be good to throw in.
Sure, sure.
I like doing a wide variety of foods. I feed Doug Gray's food, his high protein food. I do when we're done with today's live stream. I'll be feeding baby brine shrimp that I've just hatched out.
Mr. Fish, thank you for the super sticker. And somebody else became a member, I think. I came outside because the dog started barking. It's just easier to go out. Jason C became a member. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm right there with you on the fish, fish food, Peter. I love trying new foods out, and you've used the extreme, haven't you?
I have not.
Oh, okay.
And I'll tell you is that just going through because I'm just really onto the guppies. I like the real high protein food,
Right.
and a lot of their foods they have one that is high protein, and I'll give that a try. But a lot of them are 38% protein, and you want really as close to 50%, if over the 50% as possible, for
Right.
growth for guppies. And I'm not ripping on them. It's just not necessarily for guppies.
Right. Right.
What I
Yeah.
would like to, I do frozen food from time to time. I do, in fact, I have frozen Cyclops and Daphnia in right now. So I'll put in a couple of cubes each, and I'll put a little treated aquarium water, allow that to melt, and just quickly, feed all the tanks with it.
And I bet you don't have any leftovers.
No, they take those out.
Somebody's addressing the wild guppy thing. Let's see. Mick AM said a friend bought 10 wild beta splendens from Glasser in Germany a year ago, got several pairs. No one wanted to buy the pairs. He did not wanted to keep himself. Huh. Wonder why.
Well, I think the deal is, I think that we as people who are, you know, who have a deep affinity for whatever type of fish, is that sometimes the type of fish that intrigues us about it doesn't necessarily intrigue the general public. It's like the whole glowfish phenomenon. I have no desire to keep glowfish, none, 0.0. But they're very popular and they sell very quickly.
Yeah, they are, and they're mostly getting kids in the hobby and that kind of thing. But I'm hopelessly in the hobby till I go out of here on a stretcher, I think. Amber's addressing the beta. She says domestic lines were created by selectively crossbreeding from the wild family complex called Splendon. There is a true wild species within that complex called Splendon. Okay. That's probably why it gets a little confusing. How do you know the difference, though, Amber? If they both have a Splendon,
They're both beta splendens. Wouldn't they be the same thing?
have the same name. Mary Page is a new member. Thank you, Mary Page Flynn. I'm gonna have to make some videos, Peter, for members.
Yeah.
Yep. I never do that though. Doug Gray can tell you that. I never make any videos. Never do. He's always bragging to me like, I only made 2 videos today. What's wrong? Are you okay? So much fun. He sent me an old Elvis meme this morning, one that was a repeat, so I didn't respond to it. It was an old one. Talking about Eddie again. Glow beta. Now, I do have a couple of glow betas, but I don't really think of them like glow fish. They are, but when I went to look at the glow betas, I'm like, these are just betas, with those genes. And actually, the female spawned with my male plakat, and they did great, except the rainbow fish ate the eggs as soon as they dropped them and picked them out of the nest. So they can spawn for sure.
Well, as they said in the movie Jurassic Park, life finds a way.
Yes, it does. Oh, Amber clarifying. She says the number of rays and scaling, as well as coloration and finnage, are how you tell. No, they're not the same thing. It's confusing, but true.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, Amber knows her betas. She knows her fish, period, of course.
Let's see if I tried the black metal lace guppies. No, I have not. And I don't know which Asian line I'm gonna do when I grab that. There's a couple that I've picked. I kind of been following. There's one that I saw, and it was a black and gold lace, and it wasn't the thin, intricate one. It was more of a thicker one. And I've been looking for that doggone thing on Aquabid. I've been searching around for that variety for some time, and just haven't seen it.
Somehow I've got the impression that there are no true guppies, that they're blue. Is that true? I don't know how I got that impression.
You mean true guppies, as in
Well,
pure
no, true
guppies,
black
or
guppies.
true black guppies? I
Right,
have.
the guppies.
I think there are, but obviously they're man-made creation through selective breeding. But a lot of times, just depending on the light, all of a sudden they'll look like they're dark purple or
Right.
dark blue or something like that.
That may have been what I read, was just a comment saying how they looked blue or something, but somehow I got the impression that you couldn't make a black guppy, but you know, I was wrong one other time too, so it could be wrong.
Well, again, it
It happens.
happens to the best of us.
Yeah, yeah. Hey
It,
Melvin, welcome. Color guppies. Chewy's still talking about Van Halen. He's upset by that, and he says he is. He said he was 22 when he first saw him, first met him. So,
yeah,
thank you,
I
Melvin.
understand Eddie Van Halen was a nice guy. It was a very dysfunctional band, and which was unfortunate because they really sort of fell off the face of the earth when it really should have been the peak of their creativity.
Right, right. And I was reading some refreshing, some about the who was their lead singer that left them?
Well, David Lee Roth was
Yeah,
first.
yep,
Then they had Sammy Hagar. Then
right.
the ill-fated Gary Sharon era.
And a lot of people really like that very first with the David Lee Roth, and I tend to be one of them. I like their original stuff, but
Well, the deal is that David Lee Roth was and is a showman. He's much more of a showman than he is a lead singer. His voice is fine, but it's not. I saw him on a solo tour years ago, and he doesn't have the greatest voice in the world. Where Sammy Hagar is a rock and roll singer. He's not the showman. He's not doing the crazy antics, but he brought guitar playing skills to that band that David Lee Roth did not have. He also brought in the idea of making that band at least vocally a little bit better.
right, yeah. I think a lot of my preference has to do with my age, or the age I was then.
Yeah.
So I tend to remember them like that. So
And did you know who discovered Van Halen?
I read that, but I can't remember already.
Gene Simmons.
Yes, yes, but gee, he didn't get a deal with Gene Simmons. They wouldn't sign him. They Van Halen wouldn't sign the bio I was reading last night. He waited until somebody else signed him. But you're right, Gene Simmons discovered him, but he wouldn't sign.
Yeah,
Yep,
because I think Gene was trying to do what Gene was trying to. He had an idea for the band. They had an idea for themselves, and I think it worked out.
yep. It didn't go into why he didn't, but he didn't sign him. But he did discover him and have someone come and look at him and all that, listen to him. So,
There's a rare version of Van Halen singing "Christine 16," which they did as a demo for Gene as he was trying to get them signed.
oh wow,
Yeah.
I wish I could remember who the person was that signed him. It was somebody else we would know, but I can't remember. I can't remember. People are like, "What does this have to do with fish?"
Anyone who watches one of my live streams, we talk fish. I like talking about fish food. I love smelling fish food. It's like the greatest smell in the world.
Oh, really? Huh?
I can just open up the things and just enjoying the aroma of
I'll have
fish
to
food.
try that. I'll have to try that. I've done that with sweets when I've been on a diet, which I'm not now, but just to smell the aroma would do it for me. Maria says we're awesome, that we got 52 watching and 52 likes. Or I guess the people that did that are awesome. We're all awesome. Thank you, Maria. What else? Any other questions out there? Yeah, it's kind of hard to talk about unless you have a specific topic and a tour and all that stuff to talk about fish for an hour.
I think the deal is that I just bringing up and I do sort of what you do, Bob, with your fish room. I sort of chronicle what I do. I don't claim to be the greatest expert on stuff.
Right.
I know a lot, but I don't know everything. And if I don't know it, I'll say I don't know it. And but my live streams are usually reasonably freewheeling. We're pretty much talking about everything.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I love the interaction, and I love people to ask questions. And I don't get a lot of questions though, and I'm kind of mystified by it. So,
Well, I think that I think the fish fam. This is my opinion on that, Bob. Is that they like the idea of being in a place is a social engagement where they can say hi to their fish fam friends and enjoy hanging out. And if they pick up a thing or two, it's all good.
I hope so. I hope so. I see you're getting questions though, so it's what it is. I
Yeah,
got to let
well,
this little dog out so I can stay inside. The mosquitoes are getting bad. I interrupted another live stream. Set the other four off now.
yeah, Bolo doesn't bark very much. What makes a good tank mates for Goodeids? Nothing. At least the Amica Splendens. And you really wouldn't want to do it anyways. They're very nippy to each other. It's fun behavior to watch as they get into sexual maturity. Um, yeah, it's you want with at least the Amica Splendens. I can't speak for any other Goodeiid because I've not kept them. You want at least a 29-gallon aquarium, and uh, you want the ability of I just use a sponge filter. Do not use a heater. Do not use in fact, water gets over 75 in those with the Amica Splendens. They will not reproduce. Okay, RB Animals asked this question. What tank size is good for guppies? Um, I use a 10 gallons for most of my guppies. I have some guppies in grow out tanks. I have like two big display tanks that I have guppies in with other fish that are larger. Grow out tanks. I'm planning on using once I get the new fish room up. And I trust me, I purchased a bunch of aquariums. I've yet to set up brand new ones. I'm doing 20 highs as grow outs, as some grow out tanks. Getting fish ready to be shipped off. To good buyers like you.
Um, I use 10s for all of mine, but if I were breeding them in volume, I would use 20s also.
Yeah, I'm gonna just use all my breeding though in tens and then set up as they grow out because you don't want to send too young of guppies. You don't want to send out too old ones either. You want to make sure they're in that 3 to 5 month old ratio.
Right, right. That's the good thing about buying from somebody in the fam is you know about the fish and you know their history and all that. You know, the last thing you want to do is buy a 2-year-old pair of guppies. You're not going to get fry.
Yeah. And again, I'm just bringing up what I do and I'm not criticizing anyone.
Right, exactly.
Um, it's all the guppies that I sell have been bred in my fish room. I'm not doing any reselling. Now, I know people who go through and they import large amounts of guppies from Asia and then resell them, and I think that's fine. That's great. That's not what I do.
Well, as long as you know that's what you're getting, you know.
Yeah.
Priscilla had someone bring her a tank of 1,000 cherry shrimp. Said it had about 3 inches of water in it and 1,000 cherry shrimp. Well, don't forget your Uncle Bob, Priscilla. Actually, I've got yellow shrimp on the way from Priscilla right now. Benny says his crebensis dug out a cave about a week ago. And does it mean they're getting ready to spawn? If it's been a week ago, they probably already spawned, Benny. They don't waste any time. Crebensis get right on it. So you may already have babies by now.
Yeah, they'll hide those things back there for a long time.
And they're like a lot of other cichlids. My Jack Dempsey's, I hadn't had them breed in years and years. I hadn't had Jack Dempsey's, and I was making videos about them, moving them around, and a couple of people reminded me, well, you know, they do that. They move them like every day. It's like a security thing. So I thought, well, I was intrigued by it. So Doug Gray says it's genetics for a ratio of males to females. Snake skin lines throws 80% males, no matter what the temp. Oh, they're talking about temp affecting.
Yeah, I think that at least for guppies, some other fish may have a different type of deal. For guppies, I don't see temperatures having anything to do with it.
No, I don't either. I don't know about endlers, but I know my Santa Marias throw at least twice the number of males as females. So
I get about with my swordtails, I probably get 55% males. And ironically, I've done on eBay, I'll occasionally put up 20 male swordtails for sale, and I get people wanting that. So it's pretty amazing.
BJ Palmer's got a 5.5 gallon. I first thought that said 55-gallon tank with shrimp, and would a handsome male guppy be appropriate? Absolutely.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would work out just fine. It's a lot of it's and by the way, in my two big tanks, I have fire red shrimp. With guppies, I have super reds, I have cory cats. They get along. The shrimp reproduce rapidly. Everything is good.
Yeah, these yellowback guppies that are coming from Priscilla, there are 10 of them. They should be here tomorrow or Friday at latest. I'm going to put them in a guppy tank, a 10-gallon, and get them established in there because it's a well-established tank. It's got lots of moss, lots of hiding places. It's got some plecos in it, but they're not going to bother the shrimp.
No, that should be fine and dandy. Those yellow shrimp are really nice looking. I have a buddy of mine. I was in. He keeps aquariums at his office. He has a business, and he's a business owner. And he has at home. He says he has 40 aquariums. He has about 10 aquariums at work. And he had those yellow shrimp, and I'm going, wow! I didn't realize how beautiful they were. They are very beautiful.
They are pretty. They really are. I've never kept them before, but I'm excited, and I hope they'll go well. That tank is right next door to the Endler, the Santa Maria's, that's loaded with red cherry shrimp, and I take care of them exactly the same. So they should take off.
I would think so.
They should take off. Smart Shelley Aquatics. Uh, let's see. I thought I saw another question. Tim, hey there, Tim, Chubby Guppy. My experience is if you're having issues not getting one sex or the other, they are a weak strain. Early sexing and separation can increase success. And that kind of goes hand in hand with what Doug said about the genetics. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's some lines. That's what it is, and and if you deal with people who uh, who breed different animals like dogs or like chickens or what have you. And a lot of times they want more females, and they end up getting a lot more, and then all of a sudden they'll have a run of just a lot more females, and they make the determination. We don't.
Right, right. Exactly. I do find it interesting how I don't know which fish temperature affects the sex, but it also happens with reptiles and so forth. So That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I think that I know for guppies it doesn't because it's is that I go in all my guppy aquariums are exactly the same temperature. They're all at 76 degrees and it's just some some lines they just give you more males.
I keep mine at 78, but it's because the little 10 gallons, I use the little preset heaters that are set at 78. And I've had good luck with those so far. So, knock on wood. Thank you, Priscilla, for becoming a member. That's awesome. Dang, I am going to have to make some videos, Peter. I might need your
Yeah.
help.
Well, whatever I can do to help out.
Thank you. Thank you. They're having lots of good side conversations over there. Does that mean extra videos on top of the extra members? I have been lax in making videos lately. I noticed I hadn't made one for 3 days, and that's why I put the little video of the guppies up last night, about a minute. But it does mean extra, Priscilla. Anything for you, Priscilla. You know that. So whatever it takes. Anthony's posting our merch links.
Thank you very much.
Doug said cichlids, the temp will affect ratio, cabensis, etc. I'd like to know what the ratio the sexes are on my Jack Dempsey juveniles. I've started getting rid of some of those, and I keep saying I'm going to put them on Get Gills, but most people are not going around looking for Jack Dempseys. But I'm getting rid of them. I hate that expression. I'm finding them good homes through friends in the hobby. Some people have been waiting on them a while, so.
Well, Jack Dempseys are a fun fish.
Oh, they are. Uh, PB Aquatics, that seems to be the case. Breeds with males that develop late are much, let's see what they always say about it jumping, prone to predators. Separating them right away will help.
Well, it's funny is that I can remember reading a book. It was like, and I can't remember which one it was when I was a kid that had the full variety of, had all the different types of fish. And I was paging through it as a kid, going, "Ooh, boy, is that a good looking fish?" And they had an article in there about sexual dimorphism, especially of live bears, and they were talking primarily about mollies, and they're and I thought that worked for a long time, but then I heard I saw a couple of things, read a couple of articles that a lot of times with some of the swordtails, some of the mollies, etc., they that the males that you most want to have reproduce for you, it takes forever for them to begin to show their males, and because they end up being larger, etc., and the little ones are the ones that mature quicker. And I thought that was interesting.
It is. It is interesting. Yazzie said, "Where's Bolo? Where's Bolo?"
He, he's in the back bedroom. He's sleeping away.
Yazzie loves Pam. If Pam's on live streaming, he has to be in my lap watching her.
No, that's good.
Pam. Yes, he loves Pam.
Thanks, Jason C, for the donation.
It's a super sticker, and I'm on StreamYard, so I can't see what they are. Can't see what it is. $1.49 super sticker. I'll go back and look at all of them and read all the comments afterward. Maria says, "Hi, Yazzie." Yeah, I'm glad he finally wore himself down. He's finally figured out my Wednesday routine, and always wakes up and wants to bark and
Yeah, I got home for my lunchtime. I work early, so I come home for lunch around 9:30 in the morning. So I got home and took Bolo for his walk, ate something, was getting ready to go back to work, and all of a sudden I got a call from one of my bosses, and I had to turn on my computer here to log into my office computer to do something for him. And before you know it, Bolo was in my lap. He was upside down, and he had no desire for me ever to get up again.
Yep. He said, "Oh boy, live stream time." Yep. Maria said that sticker was a dog. It's cute.
Yeah.
Yazzie doesn't lick, but he loves to rub his ears against me. He's a good boy.
Yeah, Bolo does not lick at all.
Trying to see what we've got. Chubby Guppy, a $4.99 super chat. Looks just like your tiny dog. I think Tiny's its name. Let's hope that he goes to sleep. Where is he? He says,
How old is Yazzie?
Yazzie's about 7 or 8. I lose track of time. I've got him when he was about 2, and he used to tear me up. But we're buds now, aren't we? We're best buds. Yeah, we're buds. We're best buds now. He was at the Ark, and no one could handle him but one volunteer, and she went to vet school. So we had to do like a weekend session with him where I could at least get a leash on him and stuff, and brought him home, adopted him, paid for him and all. And yeah, he would never do anything like this the first year. He's my buddy. We go everywhere. We go everywhere. We need a road trip right now. I'm not sure he's ever been in this chair. All right, what's going on in the chat? He's so cute. He is, isn't he? Got 51 people watching still and 59 likes. It's awesome. That is awesome. When is your regular stream time or times, Peter? So when people
Mine are as Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern, and on Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Okay. Those are good times, especially the Saturday time. I make both of them usually.
Doug Gray. Ever since I subscribed to Mobb Guppy, my fish have grown bigger and faster.
Really? There you go.
Yeah, that's an endorsement.
I'm telling you, especially coming from Doug Gray. Wow.
Yeah, so there you go. A treat and a half.
I'm sure we've got the link to Rob93 because he'll be coming up next. And I always have to, because I don't have a clock, I don't keep clocks.
We have about 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay. This has gone a lot faster than I thought it would, or thought it did. I was thinking it was like a quarter till. There's Rob's link. Thank you, Maria Z. Well, anything you want to close up with, Peter?
Well, it's just great. Thank you, Bob, for having me on. I'm gonna have to learn this deal, do the favor back, and again, once I hit 500, it's the thing for I have the wet spot certificate for $25, and I have and I have a trio of swordtail guppies. Or if someone wants a trio of my mutts, I'll do that, and I'll just send that off gratis.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for coming on. It's a real pleasure to have you.
Well, it's my treat doing it. Thank you guys so much. And thank you very, very much for going on from there.
Thank you, moderators, and thank you, super chatters, and thank you, new members. Never thought I'd be saying that, so I have mixed feelings about membership, so I'm trying it out. And thank you, everybody, for being here. We enjoyed it. Let's go over to Rob93, and don't forget to sub to Peter so you can get notifications and get in on those drawings coming up. Thanks, Peter. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you very much for having me on.
Thank you. Good night.
Night.